Now we're talking about the fair of sales, what that means in the realm of sales, what that means in um, how we show up to sell our profession. Um, and so this space is so relevant because so many of us just want to be in that peaceful space. We don't want to be in this confronted space. We don't want to be in this space where we feel slimy. So how do these two things connect? Like, where is this line between meditation and experiencing that stillness and spiritual practice and sales?
I mean, that I love that everything comes back to this, because if at least in my meditation training, shout out to Harshita Wagner, who's the reason I have so much to say about this. He taught me how to meditate. So much of what he taught me and had me playing with and practicing in the beginning of my meditation journey was the exploration of the capital S self. Like, who am I really? What is the self? And this is a very traditional exploration. I think of this as a Ramana Maharshi kind of lineage contemplation, where you just go into meditation and it's like, whatever thought form surfaces, it's like, I'm not this thought, I'm not this body, I'm not this taste in my mouth, I'm not this emotional reaction in this moment, I'm not this role, I'm not this identity, I'm not, what am I? If I'm not all those things, what's left? And what's amazing to me is that from that perspective, I think that meditation, spiritual practice in general, is about being the truth of who we are on the deepest level. And sales is the same. The reason that the term sellout exists is because the old paradigm of sales, what I often call traditional sales, really requires that we pretend to be something else. Like, that's the only way we're actually going to get a sale, is if we pretend to care about what we're selling when we don't. If we pretend to be a different kind of person than we are in order to sell it. It does require that. But when it comes to this new paradigm, conscious sales as spiritual people, sales as people who want to be of service, that principle is so contrary. It goes so far against anything that we've done in our lives. It goes against the core of our values. That can't happen. It just can't. We cannot be who we are. We cannot live in alignment with our values and do sales that way. And I think that cognitive dissonance, I had help with this too. It's not like I was just in questions, but that cognitive dissonance of like, what does it actually look like to do sales in a conscious way? What does it look like? What does it mean to do sales as service is what got me to the answer, Shri, which is like to be ourselves. Again, same exact exploration, capital S self. What's the truth of who you are? Be that while you're in a sales conversation. Mm-hmm. That requires that we care, I would say, not at all about whether or not we get the yes or the no. Yeah. So to Sherry Lynn's, like, we have to be willing to let our egos be rejected, which often feels like death. There are in fact some resistances that we have to doing sales as our true self. But from a conscious level, I think most people feel massively relieved and even awed to be invited into that. Like, you, not only can you do sales as the truth of who you are, that's how it's going to work best. Be who you are. Rest in meditation right here, right now with me as you receive this transmission. I'm resting in meditation right here, right now. What is meditation? Being the truth of who I am. Everything you want.